There's more? No. Stop. Wait, it's Jim. Why are all of their videos impossibly fucking quiet? Oh, dude, it's 7 minutes long. We'll 100% watch this with dinner. It's 7 minutes long. It's a 7-minute video, okay? Which means it will only take me half an hour to get through, alright?
So my reference of Jim is that when he heard my story, he was like, man, I'm so sorry. And then proceeded to like start flirting with me. Like he started putting me in a headlock that I was like, oh, he's drunk. Pretty much right after I realized that, he started kissing me. It was not even in my brain to be like, get this guy off of me, or like, not get this guy off of me. Yes, I didn't want to kiss him. He like gets up at some point after like putting me in a chokehold a few more times and kissing. He only kissed me a couple times, but he put me in a chokehold for a while and it was very uncomfortable. He like gets up and then goes to the office and he's like, come here. Because when he said that, he was in the office, but he was in the closet. And there's like a coat closet and you just go in there and stand in the doorway and give me a kiss again. And then after that, I was like, do you like me or something? And his answer is, I think you're cute. It is so fucking weird. That night I went with Matt and Jim back to Matt's place and Jim just immediately fell asleep as soon as we got there. That night was weird.
Lex Updog recently uploaded a video to her YouTube detailing her experience with SuperMega and Dawn, the former channel artist.
And her experience with you. And her experience with you. I guess why this is an apology. I don't know. What should he title this video? Is apology the way to do it? Just apology. Or I'm sorry. Statement. Statement, my apology, I don't know.
Immediately reached out to her to apologize for how I made her feel and any discomfort that I made her feel. But I definitely owe you guys an explanation too.
Why does he owe us?
As soon as I watched Lex's video, I realized how inappropriate my timing was, how I made her feel so uncomfortable.
The problem was the timing of his headlock. He should have waited a week and then put her in the headlock of love.
How inappropriate my actions were, and for that,
okay, his actions.
Truly, deeply sorry. It was never my intention to make Lex feel uncomfortable at all. That doesn't change the fact that I did make her feel uncomfortable. That's what occurred. For that, I take full responsibility for that.
Okay.
In college, at a party, I was raped by a man.
What the fuck? I'm sorry I put her in a headlock. I was raped. Is that the shield?
If I ever made Lex feel a tiny bit like how I felt that morning after.
You have to remember, people forget this. Somehow this slips out of people's mind. He is choosing to say this to an audience. This is not the same as you talking to him. This is curated. What he's presenting is curated. It's a video. Okay, bear that in mind. How much time is he spending on bad thing that happened to me versus apology? This puts you in a position where to criticize anything about his apology, you're attacking a video where he's talking about how he was raped. Even if it's real, this is strategic to bring it up now and say that. It's like saying, I'm definitely sorry. Don't come after me. Don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Please don't fuck with me. This bad thing happened to me, so like I've already paid the price. I've already been made to suffer and understand that it's bad in a relevant way, so don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with me. Please don't come after me.
I can't. I won't ever fucking forgive myself. That night at the party, I asked her about how she was doing, and she opened up about Dawn, how he treated her, and I knew how she felt.
You can empathize with his victim, leave him alone? True.
And I told her how sorry I was, and so after we finished talking about Dawn, I just remember us talking about being from Tennessee and a bunch of other just random crap. I distinctly remember, like, so cringe. I distinctly remember saying, how hard is it to ask for consent? All you have to do is say, can I have a kiss? And then I said, can I have a kiss? And she said, yes.
This isn't an apology. Hold up. This isn't an apology. This isn't an apology. This is him saying, I misjudged this man. This is him saying she lied. She lied. If what he's saying is true, she lied by omission. If he explicitly asked for consent to do what he did and she said yes, you didn't do anything wrong. Why would he believe that he made her feel like that? If he said, can I kiss you? And she said yes, and he kissed her. If this is what happened, he shouldn't feel bad. I can't comprehend. I can understand if you think you're working on signals and you go in for something and you like kiss someone and then they tell you like, man, I just went along with it. I didn't feel good. I didn't like that. I can understand feeling bad that you misread things and you did something and they didn't like it. In a scenario where you say, can I kiss you? They say yes and you kiss them. What the fuck are you doing then? Why did you say yes? Why are you fucking with me? This guy's been fucked with. If that's true, she's fucked with him. He should be angry as hell.
But it doesn't fucking matter. None of that fucking matters.
Yes, it does! Yes, it does. It extremely fucking matters. If your encounter with someone is asking them explicitly, can I kiss you? They say yes and you kiss them, and then they make a video saying you forced yourself on them. If what you said is true, yes, it matters more than anything else, if it's true.
All that matters is that I made someone feel uncomfortable.
No, this is cucked. This is beyond cucked. Explicit consent doesn't matter. How she feels matters. Brother, what if I told you someone saying, yes, you can kiss me, suggests that perhaps they weren't uncomfortable, but now they're using the lack of receipts, perhaps. Jim, brother, she tried to fuck you up. She tried to say you put her in a headlock and forced her to kiss you, right? And then she tried to provide receipts. She showed a picture of you asleep on the couch and pretended like that was evidence that you assaulted her. Why would she not mention that she said, yes, you can kiss me? Isn't that weird? Doesn't that suggest deception? Knowing deception?
Only inappropriate.
If you're concerned about the timing being inappropriate, there are two things you can do, right? I feel like he knew the timing was inappropriate. So, two things you can do. Assume they don't want to and don't pursue anything. Or, if you ask them and they say, yes, you can kiss me, guess what that tells you? That tells you the timing isn't inappropriate and they're into it. Brother, please, stop this. This is crazy.
Lex comes over to Matt's with me, and I think immediately pass out on the couch.
And then she took a picture of him sleeping and published it on the internet. She did something weird to you, dude. She took a picture of you sleeping and published it. That's fucking weird. Be annoyed.
I wake up the next day. I assume that everything's fine. The fact that I made her feel uncomfortable was... I wish I'd fucking known sooner. I wish I could have apologized sooner. I wish I could have... Once again, it doesn't fucking matter. It just... What this is about...
We don't, Turtle. We also don't know if she's lying. However... The issue, Turtle, is, if he's not lying and this happened, why is he also apologizing? These two things don't go together. Like, what he's doing and what he's saying don't go together, right? I did something wrong that I should feel bad for. Also, I asked explicitly for consent and she said yes, explicitly. I can't imagine feeling torn up. I'll never forgive myself for asking for consent and her saying yes and then I did the thing I got consent for.
I only provide my take on the situation to give a little context as to why I only knew about this and how I affected Lex 2 days ago. I value Lex immensely.
Well,
her feelings really, truly matter a lot to me and to everyone, and I'm really happy.
Something worth pointing out, though, is he's presumably seen her statement. She claimed he headlocked her. She claimed he grabbed her, pushed her into the couch that smelled like her rapist, and then forcefully kissed her. If he doesn't mention that, I would consider the omission of that detail him claiming that that didn't happen. This is not an apology.
It's a really difficult thing to do, to turn on the camera and talk about your actual lived experiences, especially the negative ones. I hate to take away from Lex's account at all by bringing Leighton up or into this, but
Leighton up, okay.
When I was fired, fucking Jim blamed my BPD on why I hate him. I hate him because the fucker sucks, tried to constantly go over me to do my job before me. That dude was on such a high horse. Literally, you could be talking and this fucker would just speak over you as loud as possible until you would shut the fuck up. Jim put her in a fucking headlock and did that to her. This dude is dead to me. Hear someone talk about being sexually abused and then get turned on by it?
On stream last night, I was accused of being sexually aroused hearing Lex's story.
Which, if you believe Lex's story, it sounds like you were. She told you she was sexually assaulted, and then you headlocked her and started kissing her against her will. Is her story. That's her story. Why wouldn't anyone accuse you of being turned on by that? Because it fucking looks like it, bro. Do you understand? Do you think he understands the weight of what he's been accused of?
That is probably one of the most disgusting things somebody's ever said about me.
What about accusing you of headlocking them when you say you didn't? You've been accused of putting someone in a headlock and kissing them against their will. You say you asked for consent explicitly. How is that not disgusting? This is weird. This feels like politics. This feels like picking and choosing the battles the audience will accept.
It's just one of those things where you have no idea how fucking triggering that is. Just immediately throwing me back into my own assault. And it's fine that you hate me. It's fine that you think I'm an asshole. But if I ever made you feel even remotely like how you made me feel yesterday, dude, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you in the way that you needed somebody to be there for you while you were at SuperMega. That you felt like an outcast. I'm sorry. But that's just not the kind of person I am. If you stayed until the end of the video, I just want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to...
Like, comment, and subscribe. I just want to give you the opportunity to like, comment, and subscribe. He's essentially accusing her of lying in the most careful way possible.
I'm still so deeply sorry to any victims of sexual assault who've been really triggered by these conversations over the last few days. I'm sorry, Lex. I'm really sorry for the role that I played in your negative experience with SuperMega. I know that
Headlock? You're gonna mention the headlock, bro. The headlock. You were accused of putting her in a headlock and kissing her against her will, using physical force to engage intimately against her will. What is this?
I was not the person that you guys wanted me to be, or that I wanted to be. And I'm sorry. I really am.
Uh-oh, 167 likes, 28k views. Ooh, 167 likes, for me, corresponds to like 1,600 views. It's normally I get like 10 views to 1 like, and then above a certain number that decreases. 28k views, 167 likes, that's spooky. Let's see what people are saying. I'm sorry you were sexually assaulted. No one deserves that. However, it's odd to me that your experience didn't teach you how to treat other victims of sexual assault, and your lack of sensitivity to Lex and Leighton is very upsetting. If you believe his story, what he's saying is, he was raped and he carries that with him forever. And he says when he wanted to kiss Lex, he asked for explicit consent and she explicitly said yes. I don't see how you can be upset with him in that story. You can not believe him, but if you believe him, how did he do anything wrong? Hey Matt, hey Ryan, hey Jim, instead of lurking watching these comments to see how an official apology is going to go, you should just issue one and not debunk the rumors. What are Matt and Ryan going to apologize for? Oh, the Leighton stuff. Oh, yeah, never mind, the Leighton stuff. I remember they did stuff to Leighton, allegedly. Look, I believe you feel remorseful about what you did, and that you wish you could take it back, but I'm just so confused how someone who knows what it's like to be sexually assaulted, how bad, I don't know what they're trying to say, and damaging something like that is, would think it's okay to make an advance on someone who's coming to confide about their own sexual assault. I mean, it's weird, but he did it demeaning. Okay. I mean, if you're gonna do it, asking explicitly and then having her say yes. If he said, "Can I kiss you?" and she said no, and then she was also like, "Man, even trying to ask that was weird and made me feel uncomfortable," that would make sense. But if you ask and she says yes, that's a different story. Do you realize how scary that must have been for Lex? She gets assaulted by Dawn, works up the courage to talk to her friend about it, and then you try and kiss her. I feel like try and kiss her and ask for permission to kiss her are two different things. This is why women don't trust men. This is why women are afraid of men. I'm sorry you experienced some... Women are afraid of men because men say, "Can I kiss you?" And then when you say yes, they kiss you. I don't think so. Women are scared of men because they say, "Can I kiss you?" And then when they say yes, the man kisses them. I'm sorry you experienced something so horrible. No one deserves that, but I would have thought that you'd have more empathy and compassion for a friend who went through something similar. I don't think Lex went through something similar. Presumably Jim was anally raped. I assume Lex had someone attempt to force her to give him oral sex and successfully resisted. I think those are different leagues. Just saying. Although you may be upset about how Leighton referred to you as getting aroused by Lex's story, it does not change the fact that after hearing about her experience, you proceeded to engage her physically and made her feel uncomfortable. So what's happening is these people are going off of her story. This is going off of the assumption that he headlocked her and forced her to kiss, I think. And not off of what he said happened. It's gotta be. The fact that you had actually experienced an abuse in the past and acknowledged needing consent just makes what you did that much worse. What he says he did is ask for consent, because you actively did something you knew was wrong. Asking for consent to kiss someone when you're uncertain is wrong. Did he ask for consent? Siffy! No! Siffy! His story is that he asked her, "Can I kiss you?" and she said yes. Let me double check this shit, because of the N-word confusion yesterday.
I distinctly remember,
So this is the part of the video where he's talking about what he remembers the strongest. He distinctly remembers this.
So cringe. I distinctly remember saying, "How hard is it to ask for consent?
Okay.
All you have to do is say, 'Can I have a kiss?'" And then I said, "Can I have a kiss?" And she said, "Yes."
What he distinctly remembers is saying, "Consent's easy, you just have to ask." And then he asked her, "Can I have a kiss?" And she said yes. Wait, he didn't ask for consent? Wait, what do you mean? He said, "How hard is it to ask for consent? You just need to ask, 'Can I have a kiss?'" And then he paused, said to her, "Can I have a kiss?" And she said, yes. And then he goes, "But it doesn't matter."
None of that fucking matters.
None of that matters. I.e., he asked for consent. She said yes, it doesn't matter. But then he says it doesn't matter.
All that matters is that I made someone feel uncomfortable.
He's saying here that he got consent, but that doesn't matter. Yes, he is! He fucking obviously is. How hard is it to ask for consent? All you have to do is ask, "Can I have a kiss?" Can I have a kiss? Yes. How hard is it to ask for consent? Can I have a kiss? How hard is it to ask for consent? All you have to say is, "Can I have a kiss?" Can I have a kiss? Full stop. New sentence. Why would the answer, even if he didn't say it again, why would she say yes? It's so easy to ask for consent. All you have to do is say, "Can I have a kiss?" And if she said yes to that, that would be weird. No. Siffy, you're talking about me changing things? You changed it to yeah. He says she said yes. He says he remembers this distinctly. Now, he might be lying. If he's not lying, then what he's saying happened, whether it truly did or not, is that he asked for consent. She says he kissed her without her consent. Siffy, she says he did something very, very different to this. She also omitted any of that discussion. She claims he physically immobilized her, that he put her in a headlock and forced her to make out with him. He says she asked for consent. He asked for consent, she said yes, and he never mentions the headlock. He could be lying. This could be bullshit. If what he says happened occurred, and what he doesn't say happened didn't occur, bro, you can see how he'd think he got consent because he heard her say yeah. It probably helped him think he had consent when he asked her to follow him into a closet, and she followed him and got in the secret sex closet with him, and then he kissed her, and then she said, "Do you like me?" or something. You didn't know that? I thought you saw the fucking video. She says what happened is he headlocked her and then forced her to make out with him. She said he then walked away and got into a closet and said, hey, come here or whatever. And she went into the closet with him and he kissed her again. That's her story. Bro, if you haven't watched the first video, okay? Your opinion doesn't matter. I've been through like 5 fucking hours of this shit, okay? You are not qualified. As a survivor yourself, it's doubly evil of you to do what you did to Lex and participate in her ostracism after what she went through. Leighton has been the only person being honest. What about Lex? I know they're talking about towards Lex. I am sincerely sorry for what you've been through, but your trauma didn't put hands on Lex, you did. I mean, he doesn't say that he did put hands on her. He suggests there was a kiss and that he asked if it was okay. I will repeat, it's super weird that he wouldn't mention the headlock allegation. It's extremely weird that he doesn't mention the headlock, because imagine if he had included it. I asked her, can I kiss you? And she said yes. So I grabbed her fucking neck and like gave her a noogie and then stuck my tongue down her nose. Like that's weird. Why is he apologizing? Siffy, he says he's apologizing because of how she said he made her feel despite giving him consent. Explicit consent. Dude, it's not an apology. Did you watch this whole thing, dude? This video is not an apology. This video is like a pretend apology that's actually attacking her. When you apologize, you have to accept the criticisms of it. 99% of us aren't even being mean, we're being honest on the apology. Please stop deleting and take the criticisms. I'm sorry what happened to you, Jim. It's very important survivors share their stories. You still should have known better. Why isn't anyone here saying, I don't believe you? Why isn't anyone saying, I don't believe you got consent? Why isn't anyone... Is it you can't call someone who says they were a victim a liar? So even when there are multiple conflicting accounts, if it's all from people who call themselves victims, you can't say any of them are wrong, even if one of them being right necessitates others being wrong? So you just have to avoid saying anything solid ever? The fact this apology is unlisted really says a lot. Jim, your experience with sexual assault is neither an excuse or a reason to inflict that on other people. He's claiming he didn't. Call him a liar. Say he's lying. Say he's lying. He's saying he didn't. Sexual assault victims are in the uncomfortably unique position to understand better than anyone else what that experience does to a person, and therefore make a concerted effort to not inflict that on anyone. He says he didn't. He says he got explicit consent. Bro, these are going to drive me insane. As sexual assault victims, we have an obligation to be better. You only have an obligation to not fuck with someone if you've been assaulted? Why not just everyone has an obligation? Why not everyone? What the fuck? This is weird as hell. Do you remember when we watched the Leighton video and he said, I was abused by a Muslim for being gay, so I said, like, how about if I called you a terrorist because you're a Muslim? I don't think the people they're defending believe that. I understand that you might not agree and were hurt with what Leighton said about you, but he also deserves a better apology than what you just gave him. Did Jim do anything to Leighton? He didn't apologize to Leighton. What? This isn't even an apology to Leighton at all. Leighton went through a lot more than just one negative comment that hurt him. He went through a series of abuse in the office. Oh, he's talking about... Wait, they want Jim to apologize for what his bosses did, I guess? Here we go. I love how Dom and Jim both went for the route of apologizing to Lex, but secretly implied that Lex lied about consent. Secretly implied? No, this wasn't secretly implied. This was in your face. What are you talking about? That Lex lied about consent, but at the same time still trying to take accountability. He's taking accountability for the upset she felt, which you shouldn't, if you've explicitly asked for consent. But yeah, he did essentially say she's fucking lying or crazy. Nobody who genuinely asked for consent would play this off so gently and understanding, because if Lex lied, that would be terrible. And you should be rightfully upset that someone would claim such disgusting things about you. Yeah, actually agree. True and real comment. However, he's aware of his audience. He's aware of his audience. So of course he's not going to be like, she's a fucking liar, I'm mad. Because then everyone will be super mad at him. However, no. Actually, wait, Siffy, I don't agree with the first bit. No, Siffy's right that the part where this guy says, nobody who genuinely asked for consent would play this off so gently. That is absolutely wrong that nobody would do that. That's wrong that nobody would do that. However, you're a fucking cucked loser If someone accuses you of shit you didn't do that is that serious, and you're chill and you're like, I'm so sorry I kissed her when she gave me permission to kiss her, you're just a fucking loser. Like, you should be punished for that, for behaving like that. But you are not upset. Instead of defending yourself from awful allegations he just did, you're both just apologizing for the things that hold much less weight. Wait, the way he made her feel holds less weight? And quickly brush over the actual problem by pretending you're sorry to Lex anyway. If you ask me the point that they still feel the need to say they are sorry when in their mind they only made minor, if not zero mistakes, extensively shows how guilty they truly are. Here's the thing. This Jim guy sucks. But it's technically true if you say, can I kiss you? And they say yes. They do not consent. Obvious extreme example would be if they're under duress, if they're threatened, pressured. That doesn't appear to be occurring here. The other like extreme rare example would be that they lie. If you can lie about consenting, because consent is a state of mind. Being okay with you can be okay and up for doing something. You can be not okay with doing something and not be up for it. However, you can also feel in yourself that you don't want to do something and say, yes, I think he's suggesting that happened. However, unless you were pressuring them, threatening them, acting physically imposing so that they felt they had to say yes, if they say yes for who knows what fucking crazy reason, even though they don't actually want to, that's not on you. That's not on you. I can get feeling bad if that happened, if you kissed someone who didn't want you to kiss them, despite them saying yes. You can feel bad. I don't think you're responsible for that person. Essentially, she lied to him about not consenting, which is fucking crazy, and you shouldn't have to deal with that scenario. But technically, that could happen. If you want to go sicko mode, Hex, you could say that she deceived a survivor of sexual assault into engaging in an intimate interaction that would cause them trauma by making them believe they'd engaged in sexual assault through deception on her part. But that's absolutely fucking schizo town, and you shouldn't have to go that far with this stuff. It should be, he had no reason to believe she didn't consent, because she said, yes, I consent. If what he said is true, of course. If what he said happened, then yes, he should not be held responsible for that. Yeah, I agree it's fucking weird and gross to ask someone. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't ask someone, can I kiss you, after they talked about sexual assault, right? However, if you do, and they say yes, we will be dancing on the grave of SuperMega. I don't know, is SuperMega hurting? Hold on. Is SuperMega hurting? Here's the thing, though. People put too much importance into subs. Because what if all the people unsubbing were like legacy subs who didn't watch their stuff? You feel me? What if all the people unsubbing weren't their viewers, they were just people who had a sub to them, but no longer engaged with their videos? What matters is their video views. Can I see a chart of that, please? This doesn't seem to have whacked their viewership, which is really all that matters. Right? We'll have to see longer term. But despite the 33k whack in subs, I'm not seeing it hit their viewership too hard. Let me take a little peep. They didn't upload anything since the allegations? Holy. Umpty, we'll see that in viewership. If we wait, if the loss of subs affects their viewership, we'll see that reflected in their viewership eventually. Wait, so they're maintaining their views having not uploaded anything? Guys, look, you can call me crazy if you want. It might be a net positive for them that these accusations were made. Depending on what happens next, depending on what happens when they next upload, I think it's possible it could be a net pause. Oh shit. Oh no. If they're maintaining viewership levels, not uploading stuff, they need to just upload more Let's Plays. Upload more Let's Plays. Everyone who watches them will forget about it. Just upload more Let's Plays and you're good. You're good. So sorry for making you uncomfortable and not taking accountability for it. No, if you believe Lex, this apology is bad. If you believe Lex, he grabbed her and physically forced himself on her. Saying, I'm sorry I made you uncomfortable isn't a good enough apology. Notice how Jim does not say specifically what he did to Lex, or at least allegedly did to Lex, just says made her feel uncomfortable. But when addressing the Leighton allegations, he fully describes what Leighton accused him of, because it triggered him. Fair point. That's fair. That comment's fair. Yeah. I'm gonna be real. If what she said happened is accurate and you didn't think that would make someone uncomfortable, I don't know what to say, man. Even if he did ask if he could kiss her and she said yeah, if he like locked her into a fucking headlock and was like, that's weird. You put Lex into a headlock and kissed her. That's an I believe women comment. Hey Jim, imagine this situation. You've just told someone IRL about your sexual assault. It's just both of you on a couch. You feel like you've just opened up to this person. Now imagine they start kissing you right afterwards. He says that's not what happened. He says the conversation went somewhere else. They started talking about things they have in common. He was feeling a vibe and then he asked for consent. Still weird to do it that quickly afterwards, right? But the specifics of what he said make it different to that. True. River 846, based, start of comment. If I was being accused of kissing someone without consent, when I actually asked for and received their consent, I would not be apologizing. I would be explaining what actually happened. Same, 100%, brother, sister, whatever the hell you are. Lex had hella details. I hate you. Die. Hella die. Details in her story that either didn't match up with yours or that you left out. Yep. Why didn't she say that you asked her for consent? Yeah, that's sus, right? If that's true. Why didn't you mention that you put her in a headlock and kissed her multiple times? Or rather, why didn't you bring up that she accused you of that, at the very least? Very weird. If you had her consent, why would Lex be uncomfortable in the first place? Something is not adding up. True, something is not fucking adding up. If you were traumatized or sexual assaulted or R-worded, can you just do that? Are like slurs and insults on the table if you say letter word? What if, bro, would these people just like call a black person a quote N-word and then be like, I didn't say the word, guys, I didn't say the word. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. R-word, N-word, secret. It's the same as actually saying it. That's why it's called meaningless, like, political correct bullshit, because it's weird social rules that don't actually matter. It's the same as saying it. Shh, don't tell them, they'll come after you. Shh. Don't tell them it's exactly the same. Oh, raped. Sorry, I'm R-worded. I am the R-worded one. I thought this was like an edgy person going, if you were traumatized or sexually assaulted or retarded. I thought that's what he was saying. All along, I am the retard. No, to be fair, that's what I would say shit like that. I was saying shit like that about Lex. Like I was talking about how she was either sexually assaulted or just retarded. I said this. Whoops. Apathetic, have you even reached out to her? Have you even reached out to the woman who said you sexually assaulted her? Actual tip, if someone accuses you of sexual assault, don't message them privately. Don't then pursue them in a private venue. Don't. I think I actually would have preferred a ukulele sing an apology. Headlock, 'cause my cock got hard. Even though you're a tard, gotta stick it in lard. Headlocked, gotta rock my cock. I don't know, dude. Whatever. It's hard. It's hard to, I don't know. Okay, chill. Can I kiss you? Gonna rail that retard pussy. Gonna rail it with consent. Sorry, wait. I don't. Jim is using an argument tactic common of those with narcissistic personality disorder here. He's fixating on very literal wording that Leighton used and leaning into it. He's fixating on the words that Leighton said, trying to get all the leverage out of it that he can because it's all he's got. He said it's one of the most disgusting things someone's ever said about him. He knows he's being manipulated by fixing on that as a distraction from the core issue of how he treated Lex. This is schizo level. I do this sort of pseudo-psychoanalysis sometimes, but it's more along the lines of the effectiveness of what someone's saying and the likelihood of it being a manipulation based on the awareness that it's a piece of media created to be consumed by an audience. This is like, I'm going to diagnose you with a disease. Jim, I very much hope to see you grow and learn. Knowing is past redemption, and admitting fault is the first step to that. I don't think you're a bad person, and taking time to reflect on things will certainly be beneficial. I don't understand. If you believe she was like, he headlocked her and stuck his tongue down her throat, why would you be like, I don't think you're a bad person for that? No, you're a bad person. What the fuck do you mean? If you believe that, bad person. Sorry, true. You're still young. Is he? How old is Jim? He's 29! What is this shit? What is this shit? Why is it that the people who get called young are like close to my age? I'm 31. Dude, when I talked shit on Shoe on Head all those years ago, people were like, she's only young. Bitch, she's older than me. Why is it always people who are like late 20s, mid to late 20s? That's who you call young. No, motherfucker. 10 to 14. 10 to 14. They're young. They're young. They got mixed up in shit. They can fix this. They can get better. 27? You're pretty set, dude. You're pretty set. It's a pretty strong indicator of who you are if you do this stuff. That's a child? Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think the emotions are more genuine than people believe, but Jim, dude, you needed to give more for the apology to be given. This is like sports analysis. Trauma can make people do crazy things, however, you need to take the fullest of responsibilities for everything that you've done. The fact that some of these comments are still defending him after he sexually assaulted Lex is wild. Allegedly. Sentiment aside, none of these situations should be open for public consumption. No, it's really fun. Always. Like, never try to solve these problems by appropriate channels. Never, like, go to the police first, and then when the police don't help you, then make it public, for example. Instead, go directly to YouTube, and make sure you go to YouTube like a year later, after you've made sure no one else is going to have receipts to solidly defend themselves with. So make sure it's going to be your word versus theirs, so it gets as fucky and as much of a circus as possible, because that is fucking tight. That's so good. Thank you. Jim, well, I'm sorry that you had to go through trauma, and I'm sympathetic towards that. However, I am so disappointed. I looked up to Matt and Ryan, and you more recently looked up to the person, the YouTuber. Okay, look, here's the reasonable version of that, okay? Man, I was really impressed with X thing you did. Like, provide an example of one particular thing they did, and it was like, I was really impressed with this thing you did. And it made me think, hey, this guy might really be a great person. So I'm so disappointed that wasn't real. That wasn't a reflection of who you were. I looked up to you. No, stop. No, don't. You initiated physical contact with someone without their consent. He can't say it. The commenters can't say it. Why can't anyone just say, you're lying? For this to be correct, he has to be lying, but no one says you're lying. What is this part of the internet where people cannot say, you are lying? They can say things that necessarily mean the person must be lying. They can't say those words. Is it, I'll get in trouble if I say someone was lying after they mentioned something that happened to them? Even if it's irrelevant to what they did, that I'm saying they're lying about? Is it really that simple? Dude, even in the fucking comments, what is this? I was physically and emotionally abused by my eldest brother for at least a year and a half after my father had passed away. I had been taken away from my home to help him with his situation while me and my other brother were pretty much homeless. Our stepmother trying to kick us out and being taken back from our home, back to Florida. It was immediately that we were there to take care of him. I was punched, called retarded, called the F-slur. Witnessed my elder brother punching, kicking, and screaming at his wife. My other brother was trying to protect his kids from him, and if he ever got pissed... What am I reading? I don't fucking know, but I have to read it now, because what the hell is this? Luckily, I was always the one getting beat next to his wife instead of my other brother. And I nearly had my entire editing career taken away. One night, when he got so high on cocaine that he nearly destroyed my laptop because it gave me joy / a way out. He died when me, my other brother, and our mom, who was pretty much a vegetable due to a stroke, moved out, and I found a second job at the labor pool. A job at the labor pool? Is that like Job Center? Is that like a US version of Job Center? Like, I need a job, I don't know how to get one. You go there and they get you a job? Now being raped and being physically abused are two completely different things, and I feel horrible for you on that part. Now, I could have been as abusive, shitty toward people I love, shitty toward people who actually liked me and respected me. But what you did to Lex and Leighton is still unacceptable. What did Jim do to Leighton? I don't remember specifically. Using your rape as an excuse to abuse others, to even remotely help Lex with Dawn. I mean, that's what Leighton did, right? That's Leighton's video too. I'm sorry to say that you haven't really learned from your mistakes. You asked someone who was recently sexually assaulted for a kiss. Dude, come on. So they acknowledge what he said. Wait, actually, Siffy says in chat, you can't ask people who were recently sexually assaulted for a kiss. Like, pointing out that the person said this. This occurred 6 months or more after the alleged sexual assault. Their issue is that 6 months after someone's sexually assaulted is too soon to ask them for a kiss. That's not even this person is cracked out of their mind. I thought the issue was the recency of her telling him about it, not how recent what happened was. I'm not a man who says that you should rot in hell or you should be cancelled. I believe that at the very least you have a lot of growing up to do. He's 29. You can't self-pity when you fucked up, when Matt and Ryan fucked up. You can't self-pity when Matt and Ryan fucked up. Oh, damn. Do better, be a better person, take a break, and if you actually start working on shit again, how about you do yourself and everyone you could work with a favor? Learn from your mistakes, listen to others, and actually do your fucking job. What does that mean? He did. His job was to get Lex the fuck out of their office. He did it. Making the point that you are also a victim of abuse and that she gave you consent before kissing her really takes away from the whole apology. Yeah, because he's saying he did nothing wrong. It's not an apology. If it's true, he didn't. He did something distasteful. If what he says is true, he did something distasteful that I would not do. Did he do something where you have to, like, hold him accountable for it? No. Sounds like you're trying to justify your poor actions rather than own up to them. The details and context don't matter to Lex or anybody. The details and context don't matter because what you did was twisted. Isn't the context what makes it twisted to begin with? The context of her having just opened up to him? If the context doesn't matter, then he didn't do anything wrong. What the fuck? This just really felt like a pity party for yourself. Yeah, all these videos are. Yeah, good job. That's what they all are. Real talk, be better, bro. Frankly, you, Matt, nor Ryan deserve your platform at the moment. Isn't this a fresh account that he posted a video unlisted on? What platform? You gave it to him. You know the thing that's being described as a platform is the viewership. You literally gave it to him by clicking on this. What the fuck do you mean? You, Matt, nor Ryan deserve your platform at the moment. Please take time to figure yourself out. Real time. Talk to the rapist. Talk to a therapist and address the things you've done. I'm at the very least glad you're not punching back against Lex's account. Yes, he is. He's saying he asked for consent. But Leighton said a lot in his stream, and discrediting his detailed retelling of events that have been backed up by others, including Lex, just because of one emotionally charged statement is not good. The negative bias towards Leighton you and other SuperMega members have is obvious here. So they have a massive negative bias towards him that's obvious, and they had to be around him. Is it possible there's a reason for that bias? Just saying. And until you acknowledge all the people affected, I don't think much of the fanbase will have any intention of allowing you or anyone who is accused to reintegrate themselves into the YouTube landscape. I say this not with help, but with a genuine hope that you get better and figure yourself out. Take a break, apologize to Leighton, get some help. Would have been better with a guitar solo. I won't break out the guitar solo, it's okay. The ukulele was enough. Who knows what I'll say with my guitar. If that's the damage I do with the ukulele, imagine what will happen with my guitar. Okay, I'm starting to get bored. Oh no, this is amazing. This was definitely pre-written by SuperMega. He doesn't address anything about Matt or Ryan, and he doesn't talk like someone who's remorseful would. Incredibly upsetting to not only barely make any semblance of an apology, but to also blame behaviors on your previously traumatic experience. But that's what Lex does in her video. Is the trick just to make your video long as fuck, include a bunch of sad things so that no one remembers the details? They just remember, man, that video was really long and sad. Is that the trick? Crying voice, but 0 tears. Interesting. The trick in achieving what? The trick in achieving just an emotional impact without anyone really absorbing the details. Crying voice, but 0 tears. Interesting. Thank you for explaining what you did and explaining how it was wrong. It is an appropriate step, and I hope you learned from this. Also, I hope you reached out to Lex personally as well. Why? Wow, this is a lot to hear. It's not my place to personally forgive anyone, but this seems really genuine and heartfelt. I hope things get better, and I appreciate the level of personal responsibility taken. I really do hope things get better, and I'm sorry for what you had to go through. It does mean a lot to see you owning up to your faults and genuinely apologizing. Yo, the timing was awkward and odd, I'll admit, but the fact that she did say yes and afterwards talk to you for hours kind of makes her... The fact. No, not the fact. If things happened how you said, and she did say yes to a direct request, and afterwards talked to you for hours, and, as she claims, followed him when he asked, according to her account, to get away from him, she simply would have had to do nothing because he left and asked her to follow him. She pursued him following the first kiss. Kind of makes her response seem blown out of... According to her, to be clear. I do think maybe you made a mistake with timing, but everyone being so petty and piling onto you in this situation is pretty disgusting. Well, if you believe what she said, then it makes sense that people are angry, right? This is one of the worst apologies I've ever seen. But my past trauma, look at how my chat made me feel. That's all these people talk about, though. That's all of these people talk about. What the fuck? That's all they ever all talk about. That Leighton guy was like, yeah, I hung out with the N-word people and said these things and did this stuff and said it was okay and gave it my thumbs up. I was diddled. That's all they ever do. All of them. Sorry, Jim, not accepting your apology. Okay. What does someone who says this think it does or matter? Is this a little kid? Is this like a little kid who shouldn't be watching this stuff? The time for like a viewer to say like I accept your apology or not. Like let's say you're a channel that reports stuff. You share news and you fuck up in terms of accurately sharing information. And you post an apology that's like, I'm so sorry guys, I misled you, I fucked up. Here's how I made that mistake. I'm really sorry. I'll never make it again. I'm mortified that I made that mistake. Going forward, I'll be implementing like a double check along these lines to make sure I don't make that mistake again. That's when like a viewer says I accept your apology or not, right? Right? Not this. Seriously, Jim, using your trauma to defend your awful actions? Well, I mean, Lex uses her past trauma to explain why she did things that didn't make sense and make her look suspicious. So if you're gonna extend that to her, I'm just saying. Deleting comments criticizing you doesn't make it seem genuine either. How long? How long have people been on YouTube and seen this happen? Okay? It's quite hard to prove someone is deleting critical comments. It's quite hard to prove that because YouTube's filter that you cannot fully disable is so fucked up and overzealous, you rarely know when people are filtering stuff or deleting stuff. You rarely know for sure. Don't just throw that in unless you have proof. Apology, no. Yo, Squid Ink with the fat Yoshi avatar. Apology not accepted. Just a bunch of damn excuses for inexcusable behavior. I'm a 7-year fan who is now happily watching your careers crumble, and you deserve all of it. Yoshi, no! Based, not really your apology to accept. True. Literally playing the victim card. This person is based if they post this on every single video published by any of these people. I feel like that's a possibility, in which case they are based. If they just post it on this one, they are cringe. Damn, you hold the mic close enough and it's still quiet AF. True. Insanely true. This is the best comment on the whole video. Jim, you clearly regret what you did. I'd privately message an apology. Don't message people. Don't message people who say you assaulted them. Don't do it. Don't do it. That's really weird. Don't do it. Looking like Chuck's new middle name is unemployed. Oh, dude, I love YouTube comments. I love YouTube comments when they're insane and not under my videos. Insane YouTube comments that are not under my videos are great. To be clear, I like the ironic, insane YouTube comments that you guys post. I hate the insane comment. The kind of comment I hate the most on YouTube is if I make a video that's around one kind of topic, let's say, I don't know, anonymity online, and picking one of the intricacies to go into and like amplify any sort of general point, and I try to make a point or like lay out what I believe about it. The kind of comment I hate the most under a video of mine is one where they agree, where they say, I'm so right, they're like harmful, exactly, right? And then they try to elaborate on why they agree, and it's extremely clear they didn't understand what the fuck I was saying. It makes me feel insane because I'm like, damn, did I really fuck up that bad that it sounds like I'm saying that? Oh, I don't genuinely worry about that. It just makes me cringe very hard and I don't like it. Wait, if you do your best to explain yourself and they keep attacking shit. No, Siffy. No, you missed the most important detail. The thing I don't like is when they agree with me and then it seems like they totally didn't get what I was saying. And then people argue with them and it's like they haven't watched the video and they think I've said what the person says I've said. That's like, what the fuck? That's actually the best. I need to get bigger again. So we can have the real cancer. The best cancer is when someone with literally 0 viewers makes a video attacking me for something they saw someone else say I said. That shit was the best. That shit was so good. It happened like twice. How often do people then go on to defend the pseudo position? That's what I'm saying. In the arguments in the comments where someone will be like, yes, exactly. Then they elaborate. And then it gets like, and the best as well, Siffy, is when it becomes a jumble of what the person says I said and some things I actually did say. And you get like 5 people in a comment thread. It's insane. It's like a monkey knife fight. It's a monkey knife fight, but one of the monkeys is wearing a mask of my face. And it's like, stop it, bro. Stop. Put the knife down. Leave.